Hello, everyone. So today is, the weekend, I should say. It is the 15th into the 16th for this weekend. And I thought there was an award show coming up this weekend, but maybe not. I keep looking for one, and I'm not having any luck finding anything. But anyway, it is still, Missouri is playing later today, and I don't think I'm going to get... Unfortunately, this video will be done before the the Tigers are done for the day. So, but as you can see, wearing my Mizzou, and I'm wearing my Captain America because I watched the new Captain America movie yesterday, and I liked it. It wasn't one of my favorite movies from Marvel. Far from it, but it still was. It was watchable. I didn't feel like I was being insulted for watching it. What else can I say? But I didn't feel bad for watching it. I'll get more into that review here in a minute. But anyway, I gotta show you. So Daisy Duke over here, Daisy. She's got her Mizzou collar on, and she's got her Captain America on. To match. I'll probably take a photo with her here later and post it up on Facebook. But we kind of match. So there's that. Animals, they got their Mizzou on, and I've got my Mizzou on for today. Super Bowl's over, so we're parting ways with football for right now because there's nothing more to talk about when it comes to football. So I'm gearing up for Mizzou basketball and those Boston Celtics, but there's really not much to talk about Boston right now either because they're getting ready for the All-Star break. So after they get done with that, then we'll have more to talk about with the NBA. But for right now, that's pretty much it, and not much to talk about with my new favorite WNBA team, the Indiana Fever. Not much to talk about there either. I do got a little bit to talk about, but not a whole lot because, as y'all know, the season's just not going on right now. But Mizzou is, and Boston will kick things off again on Thursday next week. So things look out for me for sports, I guess. But anyway, get back into the intro, right? So this is Into the Dell. I'm a few episodes in now. I think I keep getting better and better every week. I hope I do. I noticed a lot of times I didn't, in the first couple episodes, I kind of didn't really look at the camera very much. I'm trying to look more at the camera and get all that stuff in. Try to be a better host. But yeah, I don't have cue cards. I still just got my notebook that I go by. So just bear with me. It's a notebook, but it's okay. So yeah, so Into the Dell, and as you guys know, I'm Gail Odell, and I do taste test videos, I do my questions of the day videos, and I also do my tarot card deck, which I will be starting up again on Monday. So I will have my video up for that for Monday. My other videos may get caught up on Tuesday, but I will have the tarot card deck going up on Monday. So there will be that. I'll try to get my other videos caught up on Monday too, but chances are, I know the last couple of times they didn't really get caught up until Tuesday because of how long this thing sometimes takes to upload. It may not get uploaded until Sunday, but I recorded on Saturday, so that's why I can't tell you anything about the Mizzou game because it's not really playing yet. They don't play until a little bit later today, and I'm trying to get this knocked out. So it is what it is, but time this gets uploaded, you guys probably already know the final score, and you can probably tell me in the comments, like, hey, you idiot, your team lost. And I can say, like, well, when I filmed this, they didn't play yet, so. But at any rate, so I was wondering how everybody's Valentine's went. If you want to comment down below, let me know. You can, whether you're single or whether you are dating somebody. I often tell people all the time, and I still will repeat this, I don't care, because I know my friend Martha Maynard does this a lot, and I did a lot when I was single too. You can still celebrate Valentine's Day even though you're single. You can. You can take yourself out on a date. It's called a self date. Take yourself out. Don't worry about those other couples. Take yourself out. Or at least what I normally did, I don't know if I really took myself out necessarily, but I would think about what kind of restaurant I wanted to go to. And then I would either order to go or take out, whatever you want to call it, and I would have whatever I wanted right here at the house. So yeah, I did that when I was single, and I'd also treat myself to maybe either if there's a movie coming out that I really want to go see, I would take myself out to go see the movie, or I would order if it was a movie that just came out. I would try to find it and buy it, and then I'd watch it on Valentine's Day, treat myself to a movie, so to speak, and a nice dinner. So you can do those things. You can treat yourself. There's nothing wrong with self-love on Valentine's Day. There isn't. So I did that quite a bit. But anyway, so I'm going to take you guys on a little tour and show you a little bit of our Valentine's Day. So, of course, as you know, you've probably seen some of our decorations. I'm about to take our decorations down and put St. Patty's up, but I may do that tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but I may do it tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see, because I don't have a whole lot of time left, and then I'm going to go to Warrensburg here in a little bit this afternoon while the Tigers are playing, and got a horror movie group that I go see, which right now I'm watching the movie Sting about a giant alien spider, so I'm kind of excited about that. I haven't seen it, so... But at any rate, so this is what I got Angela, and we're probably going to use these as decorations next year. But I got that for Angela. She got this one for me, and then she got this one for me. And, of course, you guys have seen Casey Wolf that she gave me. If you haven't, you can see it on the other videos. And then I got her some flowers. They looked a little bit fresher yesterday, but I got her some flowers. I got her, this is her workstation, so I try not to bug it too much, but I got her this. I got her a chocolate flower, and then I got her some chocolates over here, her favorite chocolates. She kind of gets them 3 times a year. She gets them for Valentine's Day, her birthday, and Christmas, which tends to fall around the same. Christmas is in December, January is her birthday, and then February is Valentine's Day. So she gets them 3 months in a row. And then after that, if she wants them, she's got to buy them. So that's the way it goes. But yeah, so I don't think we had too bad of a Valentine's Day. Like I said, she took me out on a date this time around. She took me out on a for Valentine's Day. We went to go see the new Captain America movie. That was our Valentine's. I'm taking her out. I took her out the weekend before that we celebrated. I took her out the weekend before since I got paid, and it was something that we wanted to go see. So in a way, I told her, well, this might be part of my Valentine's Day to you because you wanted to see this too. So we went to go see. I'm trying to think of the name of it now. It's an improv show that's in Sedalia. So we went to go see that. We had a great time. We've kind of seen their improv show before, and we loved it. So when we seen that they had another one, we had to go see this one too. So yeah. And then, so next week, we're going to go see, we're going to go see that new Paddington movie. I have it written down. And then I might as well just go ahead and talk about this, right? So, but yeah, Paddington Goes to Peru, something like that. Paddington in Peru. So we're going to see that one next week, and we're also going to go see The Monkey, which is based on a Stephen King book. So I'm really excited about that one because Stephen King. Angela's really excited about Paddington in Peru. So we figured we'll do a double feature next week and see both. So we're kind of excited about that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. So for my Valentine's Day, we went to go see, getting right into movies and TV. So I'm just going to jump right into movies and TV. And then we'll get to some of the other stuff. So since we went to see Captain America, I'm going to do my movie review of Captain America. First off, props to Angela for taking me out to it. It was an awesome Valentine's Day. We had a great time. We had Valentine's Day shirts on. I'll post a picture up here somewhere. But yeah, had a great, like I said, it was a great Valentine's Day for us. I can't say enough about it, I guess. I'm usually not one that really likes to celebrate Valentine's Day, and it was a nice Valentine's Day. The weather could have been a little bit better. It could always be a little bit better in February, but hey, I mean, all in all, good day. We had a lot of fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to next weekend already for that double movie, so that gives me something to look forward to for that weekend. So getting into it, thoughts of Captain America, The Brave New World. First off, just doing a little bit of a, whatever you want to call it, so telling you about the movie. So if you don't want to know anything, don't want to know any spoilers, just move past this part, and then I'll get into some other movie and TV stuff, and then we'll talk about shopping, and then the Super Bowl, and the sports part, and then we're done. So I'm going to put the sports stuff at the last. I'm going to put my nerd stuff right here this time around. So getting into it. So Sam Wilson is reintroduced as the new Captain America. Of course, as you guys know, he was the Falcon, the previous Falcon. Now he's the new Captain America. He has basically, he got the shield from Captain America. Captain America gave him the go-ahead to become the new guy, the new head of the future head, possibly the future head of the new Avengers. So we've got that going on. So Sam Wilson is reintroduced. Actor is Anthony Mackie. I thought he did a good job in this movie, retaining that role and doing what he's got to do. President Theodos Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford. I thought Harrison Ford did a good job. I have nothing against this cast at all. I think everybody did a good job in this movie. As far as the acting goes, I didn't have any problems with the acting at all. I thought, everybody remembered their lines, so to speak, but their characters were believable. I had no problem in following along with what they were saying, so I can't say enough about the cast. They had a good cast. I liked, I liked Danny Ramirez playing Jacqueline Torres, who's going to be the new Falcon. He did a good job. Very believable. Loved his character. I was kind of saddened to see him in the hospital halfway into the movie. That was one thing I disliked about the movie, was I think they tried to play down his character a little bit with him being in the hospital and all of that. I didn't really like that as well. I would have rather seen him, bounce back pretty quickly and help, maybe be that difference maker when Wilson went up against the Red Hulk. I think that would have been awesome, but I feel like that was kind of a missed opportunity there, but that's just me. But yeah, I definitely liked him as the new Falcon. I'm looking forward to that. There's already been hints in this movie time and time again that there's going to be a new Avengers, so I'm looking forward to that. I want to see how they're going to play, how that's all going to play out. It sounds like Wilson is going to be the new leader of the Avengers, so again, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really good. I don't know if the government's going to be in control of the Avengers or if they're going to be on their own. That's the big question mark, because this movie kind of kept that going, so you don't know. But let's see here. I liked Giancarlo Esposito. But I liked him as Seth Volker. He did a great job as Seth Volker. I liked Tim Blake Nelson as Samuel Stearns. I liked Exosha Reclamore as the Secret Service lady. She did a good job. I liked Sheria Hawes as Sobra. So, the cast was really good. That's all I gotta say. The cast was phenomenal. I had no problem with it. Another guy, too, I wanted to mention. Isaiah Bradley, played by Carl Lumbly. I thought he did a good job as well. Very good. Excellent cast. The acting was phenomenal. I love the cast. They started off with they're basically Captain America was off doing some bidding for the president. He was trying to retain this rare metal that got stolen. So they did retrieve the metal. It was kind of weird though because there's no buyer. So, and this was all kind of like out in the open. So everybody was kind of like, okay, why is this out in the open and there's no buyer? It sounds kind of fishy unless it's all a setup. As we find out later in the movie, it kind of was a setup. They're trying to set up Harrison Ford's character as President Ross and trying to make him look as bad as possible. But because there's a treaty going on with Japan for this rare metal, so Ross is really big on trying to get this treaty done with Japan. So now this happens to be this new metal was found in Crystal. It's a new metal, and I forgot what they called it. But anyway, it's found in the Indian Ocean. It's found in that celestial, that's from the Eternals movie. So if you're kind of lost, you just go back and watch that one, and it'll catch you up to speed on that part. So yeah, you gotta get caught up on that movie, and then, let's see. They face the friend I was talking about, Isaiah Bradley, who's friends of Wilson. He was the first man to get the super soldier serum that turns Rogers into Captain America. He's facing the death penalty because he tried to shoot at President Ross. That's when Ross he has like the special thing at the White House, and he's explaining all this stuff about the metal and how this treaty is important because Japan, it's found in the Indian Ocean, and it's right next to Japan, so Japan technically kind of has the rights to this metal, but the U.S. is trying to, basically they're trying to make it to where they share this metal with everybody in the world, and so they can do different things with it. So, and thus trying to keep treaty throughout the world so we don't start World War III. So he's facing the death penalty because he shot at the president, but he was in a trance. There's some mind control going on there. Apparently there's a song that plays on the phone. As soon as the song plays, then they're automatically in a trance. And it was everybody that basically got operated on or experimented on while they were in prison. And he happened to be one of them that was experimented on. So, of course, this leads to Wilson later on getting blown at, shot at throughout the movie. They're trying to find the buyer, whoever the buyer was. And then, of course, we find out later on the buyer is that brain maniac who is Samuel Stearns. So, turns out he's behind it. He creates the Red Hulk. He's been giving Ross some secret medicine this entire time. The medicine was to cure his cancer, but Beknownst to him, he snuck a little bit of Red Hulk serum in there, so now he's turning into the Red Hulk, which ends up being a big fight out between, of course, the Red Hulk, and because now Red Hulk has to be stopped. So now we got a big fight going on between him and the new Captain America. So, and as we all know, Captain America ends up winning, and all is good in the neighborhood. Now, here's the things. I told you the stuff I did like about the movie. I'm going to tell you the stuff I did not like. And I do want to watch the movie again. Just because I know that Marvel is notorious for Easter eggs. And I'm sure there were Easter eggs that I probably missed in this movie. I know some people were saying there are no Easter eggs in it. Or weren't that many in it. So maybe there isn't. I don't know. But I still want to go back to watch. But some things I didn't like. First off, as I said, the fighting scene between the Red Hulk and Captain America, Wilson. I think that fight scene left stuff to be desired a little bit more. I think that they could have hyped it up a little bit. And like I said, I would have really liked to see Torres join that fight. I think that would have been a little bit better than how they did it. Nevertheless, the fight wasn't bad. I still like the fight scene, but I think it could have been better. Also, I am going to mention off, because I know a lot of people did not like the dog fighting scene or scenes. I did. I liked how they put the Falcon and put the Falcon and the new Captain America. They put them up against F-18 fighters. I liked it. I'm not going to lie on that. Put them against some missiles in this movie. I have nothing against that. To me, that was good. It basically is showing how strong their armor is and everything else. So, I know some people are commenting on it, saying like, "Well, it loses realism. It's not as believable." And I don't. You know what? It's Marvel. It's comics. Get over it. So that's my thought on it. But anyway, I don't know how well it followed the comics, because I've never read the comics on this stuff. But from what I understand, maybe it followed it, maybe it didn't wholeheartedly. But like I said, it's based on comic books. We all know it's not real. So why we need the realism in it, or why we need to make it seem more real with their wings and how they're able to go through airplanes and stuff, I don't know. But it is what it is. I do think that they relied too heavily on the special effects, though, in this movie. I think they could have dumbed that down a little bit and still had a really good movie. They had a good storyline, so all in all, I kind of enjoyed the storyline to it. I wish that there would have been a little bit more to it, though, and leading up to the new Avengers. But I can understand it's a starting point. And that's where a lot of people got mad about it, I think, too, is because, basically we already hinted at this in Deadpool that the new Captain America movie would kind of be a step back from what Deadpool was. They kind of start off on a sour note, and then, but you got to understand, this movie was basically the building block. This is the foundation, and then we're going to get on up as we go when we get more into the Avengers movies. So this is just like the building block of that. So because of that, I'm not going to give it a low score, because like I said, it's the beginning. It's the beginning. We got to get through those movies to get to the good stuff. So it may not be quite as good. It may be a little bit boring in certain areas, but like I said, you got to have the building block movies to get to the really good ones. Sometimes the builder movies. So I felt like this is more or less like a builder movie. I think they're gonna build into something better. At least I'm hoping. Another thing I didn't like about it is that you have to go back to the Eternals and to the Hulk movie in order to know really what's going on, and I really didn't like either one of those movies, so I wish that they, in this movie, and I understand you only got an hour and 55 minutes, but I wish they would have kind of explained things a little bit more from those movies, So me as a Marvel fan, I don't have to go back and watch these terrible movies all over again to know what you're talking about. Just tell me what you're saying and go on. Basically. We don't have to relive sucky Marvel movies. Let's move past that. Just explain what you need to explain and move on. But that's just my thoughts on it. So because of the negatives and all of that, I'm going to give it. But it had a really good cast. Like I said, I like the cast. For the most part, I like the storyline. I think it left a little bit to be desired because, like I said, I think they kind of left some holes opened up for what's going to happen next. But there again, it's the building movie, so it's going to leave holes. That's normal for a builder movie, I think. So I'm going to give it, and because it's a blockbuster, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't the best movie, but it's not the worst Marvel movie I ever saw either. I mean, like I was telling Angela on the way home, that Morbius was one of the worst ones I ever seen. The original Hulk movie was one of the worst ones I ever seen. Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer was one of the worst ones I ever seen. This movie, I didn't feel like it was that bad. It was definitely watchable. I could definitely see myself watching it again just to make sure I've seen everything I needed to see in this movie. And then once I think I've seen everything, then I probably can, okay, I saw what I need to see. Let's move forward. But I feel like that's what it is. It's a builder movie. There you go. So now I am done talking about that. So if you're back or you didn't want to hear all that, here we are. So talking more about movies, Jennifer Love Hewitt is coming back to the big screen. She's going to be in another I Know What You Did Last Summer movie. Sounds like it's probably coming out next year, but I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me on that, but I know it's coming out soon. Cobra Kai is back. I have not watched any of the new episodes yet. Angela and I are planning on watching those tomorrow since we watched Captain America yesterday, so we're going to watch that tomorrow. And another key note is that Ryan Reynolds is not being fired from Disney after that lawsuit that he's going through right now with Justin Baldini. He's claiming right now that the nice pool in Deadpool and Wolverine is mocking him. Where I have to say, I think Baldini's being a big baby. Quit bitching. Get off of it. You're not the first actress. If he was mocking you, you're not the first actor or actress to ever be mocked by Deadpool, and you're not going to be the last. And quite frankly, a lot of the fans and all that out there could care less whether he was mocking you or not. I mean, they'll get their laughs about it. But everything goes back to normal eventually. Everything goes on. I know he's mad because, maybe because Ryan Reynolds is sticking up for his wife. And why wouldn't you expect him to do that? They're married. So if he was making fun of you, if he is making fun of you, so what? Just move on. Why do you have to have a lawsuit because of that? It makes no sense. You're being ridiculous, in my opinion. I don't know. At the end of the day, can't you just take a joke and move on? You're making it worse than what it is. That's my opinion to him. But at any rate, he's not being fired because of it. Not from Disney at the moment anyway. So, no big deal there. And that's all I got for y'all for movies and television right now. Because there's really not a whole lot to talk about. Other than Ghosts. The episode of Ghosts was really good. I loved it. I will say that this week it gets one of my top things. I loved it. I loved how they were portraying the end of the world on the 13th of February 2025. That was pretty good. I liked that. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it. The new episode of Ghosts is really good. And then Ghost Spirits. If you haven't seen that show, you need to watch it. I think it's getting better and better each episode. So it's got me glued. It's got me to where I'm talking to the TV a lot. Angela knows that. She's over there listening away, and I'm over there talking to it. You shouldn't do that. You should do this, or you don't need to do that, or I don't know. So she takes it like a champ. I talk to TV a lot. I'm bad at that, but yeah, she takes it like a champ. She doesn't get on to me about it. So, all right, now let's get into shopping. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do, I want to talk about one more thing about TV shows, and then I'm going to let it go. Because as you all know, I am really big into traders. I was really sad to see last week. I was really sad to see Boston Rob leave. Now I'm really rooting for Michelle to get out of that show. I don't like her not Michelle, Danielle. I don't like Danielle. I want her gone. She is, and the reason why, it's not because she got Boston Rob. That's not it. Although she didn't get Boston Rob. She voted for him to leave, but she wasn't the one who got him. So I think Boston Rob got himself, and he got a little too greedy, and they figured him out. So had he not have been so greedy, I think he would have been in a couple more episodes, but it is what it is. But I don't think he was savable after that. Everybody was kind of onto him as a traitor, and they got him. But Danielle is, in my opinion, she's got to be the worst traitor I've ever seen out of all 3 seasons so far. The woman shakes every time they murder somebody. When they do the breakfast the next morning, she's over there shaking her ass off. And I don't mean that like, okay, she's, partying it up and all that. I mean, like, she's nervously shaking really bad. It is painfully it's painfully obvious, even where the camera isn't trying to make it so obvious. It's so painfully obvious. She does it also every time they have the roundtable meetings where they're voting people out, in hopes, because I guess she's hoping that they never bring her name up. It's like, lady, all you need is a neon sign saying, I am a traitor. You might as well just have one, because she's terrible. She's terrible. I'm not sure how she's gotten so far already. Other than just, she's got so many friends in there, and they just don't want to vote her out. But, I mean, she's a terrible, terrible traitor. I'd like to see her go. She's just terrible. But anyway, that's all I got to say on that. I hope she goes. She's not gone yet. The traitors did survive this week. And looks like they did murder somebody else. They were having a decision whether they're going to bring somebody else in or murder somebody. And they decided to go ahead and murder somebody, which I think is the best decision. So we'll see how that goes. Because I think it cut out just before they did murder somebody. But we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking, though, them murdering somebody is the best decision. So, but yeah, now going into shopping. And holler at Martha Eve Maynard. This is probably him and my favorite part of my segment, because this is stuff that we can look out for to do our taste tests when they come out. Hershey's is coming out with a new type of kiss, but it's only available at Target. I still want to try it, though. It's a Cinnamon Toast Crunch Kiss. So, Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Hershey's Kisses are coming together and making a new Hershey's Kiss. But it's only available at Target. So, next time I'm at Target, I'm up in the city in Target, I will probably get me some. Kettle Brand Chips is coming out with a new Chamey flavor. It's supposed to be sweet and sour. It sounds pretty good, to be honest. I'm kind of wanting to try it. Also, Reese's is coming out with Spring Sprinkles Big Cup, coming out just in time for Easter. So I will definitely be on the lookout for that when it comes out. I'll definitely try that. Dr. Pepper came out with a new Cherry Crush. It was a sugar-free, but it was Dr. Pepper Cherry Crush. It sounds really good, but it's not available in the United States. It's only available in the UK right now. So I may have to, maybe Martha Maynard and I are going to have to try to figure out a way where we can get some of that soda down here to try it. But right now it's only available in the UK. Dang you, UK people. It sounds really good. I hope maybe they bring it down this way because that does sound really good. Cherry Crush Dr. Pepper. They had it just out just for Valentine's Day too. So it was just like basically here and gone. But they brought it out just for Valentine's Day. It sounds really good though. And of course it's sugar free, which a lot of people in the UK, they kind of like I think they get more of the sugar free sodas down there than what we do up here in the United States. But then Totino's, I hope I'm saying it right, Totino's Pizza, they are releasing something brand new. They're coming out, of course, if you've seen a Super Bowl ad, it was freaking awesome, by the way. Made my top 10, and I will go over that here in a little bit. But, yeah, so they're coming out with a new Roman noodles for Walmart. It's exclusively to Walmart. There's 2 different pizza flavors, cheese pizza and buffalo chicken pizza. They'll be available in March. I may have to try those. I'm not much on Roman noodles, but those sound really good. That sounds like a really good pizza flavor combination there. So I may have to give it a shot. See how I like those. And then last but not least, Cracker Barrel is coming, or it came out with the new Oreo pancakes. So now I have another reason to go back to Cracker Barrel. And I love Cracker Barrel. So may have to try that out as well. And that's all I got for shopping for now. That's all the new stuff I found out about for now. So that being said, I'm going to get into WWE. So first we're talking about Raw. And I didn't really include much about NXT. Although Bayley was in NXT this week. And she's got her and Perez still have a little beef going on there. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we don't see those two in a match eventually, either at WrestleMania or at the new thing, the Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber. So they may face each other there as well. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, enough about that. So opening up Raw. Gunther, basically he goes after Jey Uso. And then Jey Uso comes back and says, you know what? Might be dumb, but what the hell? I'm challenging you for WrestleMania. So it'll be Gunther versus Jey Uso at WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be where Gunther loses the belt. This is going to be Jey Uso's third try at it. I think he's going to, or try at beating Gunther. I think this time he's going to beat Gunther. I think this is going to be the time where he finally shuts that guy down and gets that belt. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, then that means that we won't hear from Gunther anymore. Yay. I'm like, no, not exactly. I think in due time, then Gunther is basically going to start gunning for the Undisputed Championship, because that's the one that's, I mean, now he's got 2 big titles under his belt, and that's the title he doesn't have yet, or hasn't had yet, or hasn't challenged for yet. So that might be the next big move for him if he loses this title. I think he'll probably go for the Undisputed title on SmackDown. So I look for him to do that if he loses to Jey. And I definitely look for him to lose to Jey. I think Jey Uso will be the new champion for Raw. He'll be the new champion and a new face of Raw. I think that will happen at WrestleMania. But anyway, we had Io Sky and Dakota Kai taking on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Great match. Love that tag team match. Couldn't say more. I think there's a couple of times where the audience at the venue were chanting, "This is awesome," and it really was awesome. These ladies left everything out there. Liv got busted open. Her face got busted open. Io Io Sky, of course, she ends up winning it. Genius of the Sky, she gets the win for her tag team. Thoughts on it? Amazing match. Just amazing. Loved it. Of course, they said later on that Io Sky will get a shot at the title. From her and Mommy are going to go at it on the Raw after the Elimination Chamber. I really wish that match was happening at the Elimination Chamber. I think it would have been better as a pay-per-view. I mean, not pay-per-view, but one of the big event matches. But it is what it is. WWE, I think there's a missed opportunity there. But, all right. Since that match will be on the Raw after the Elimination Chamber, Mommy's going to keep her belt. We know that. She's not going to lose her belt on Raw. It'll be a good match, but I just don't see Mommy losing that belt, especially on Raw. She's going to keep it. She's going to go into WrestleMania against whoever won the Elimination Chamber match. So that'll happen. The question is who she's going to face. I don't know yet. It could be a rematch between her and Liv, because Liv is in it. So I hope not. I'm tired of her and Liv. I want to see somebody new win it. But right now, it looks more and more like Liv is probably going to win that match. But it is what it is. AJ Styles is back. Yay! First, we got to talk about Bayley, though. Bayley versus Valkyria. Bayley did win that match, so Bayley is going to be in the Elimination Chamber as well. That's the one I really want to see. I want to see Bayley versus Mommy. I think that would be a really good match at WrestleMania. I really do. Especially because then you would have two of the former Four Horsemen in, for title opportunities at WrestleMania. You've got Charlotte Flair in there, and then you'd have Bayley. That would be freaking amazing. I would definitely be looking forward to that. So I don't know what you guys' thoughts are, but Bayley did win that match. My only problem with that one is like Valkyria losing, and Valkyria has a title, and I think it kind of diminishes her title right now. With that loss, I don't understand what they're doing there. Like, why are you guys trying to diminish these titles or slam these guys? But maybe they're not. Maybe they got other plans later on down the road. I don't know. But right now, it just seems like they're diminishing Valkyria's title, and I don't like that. I think that for that reason, I think Valkyria really should have won. But it is what it is. Like I said, I do like the fact, though, that Bayley won. It's a catch-22 for me on that one. It really is. I like to see Valkyria win just because she has that title. And it feels like they're diminishing the title by having her lose. But at the same time, it's Bayley. And if Bayley wins, we could see Bayley versus Mommy. And I'm really looking forward to that. I love to see her beat Liv Morgan in the Elimination Chamber. The final part of the Elimination Chamber and go on to WrestleMania. I'd love to see Bayley do it. So I'm kind of rooting for Bayley at the moment. I don't know who else is going to be in the Elimination Chamber for the ladies, but I'm rooting for Bayley at the moment. AJ Styles, though, he's back. Yay! He makes his, he makes a speech in the ring. Dirty Dom comes out and interrupts him with Toledo. Of course, AJ Styles, he kind of mocks both of them. And long story short, we're going to see a match next week on Raw against AJ Styles and Dirty Dom. I think it's a good match in a way for AJ Styles because it should be an easy one for him, all in all. Dirty Dom is going to lose that one. He's not going to beat... There's no way in hell he's beating AJ Styles. So... I'm just going to say it right now. There's just no way. AJ Styles is winning that match. He's going to go on. And then we did see where AJ Styles was staring at the other champ. I forgot his name. But anyway, I think there's going to be a big match later on down the road for AJ Styles. I'll post the other guy up over here. But anyway, I'm sorry. I suck at names sometimes. I had a brain fart, and I forgot to write it down. But it is what it is. I'm moving on. So then we had Seth Rollins in a promo against Finn Balor for next week. I think that's where they're going to face each other to decide which one is going to be in the Elimination Chamber. It'll be a good match. It'll definitely be a good throwdown match. I'm definitely looking forward to that for Raw next week. I don't know why they didn't save those two, let both of them get into the Elimination Chamber. But again, it's WWE, and I'm sure they've got big plans later on down the road. Between the two of them, I see Seth Rollins winning that one. I don't see Seth Rollins losing his opportunity to go on to the Elimination Chamber. Especially when his buddies Drew McIntyre and CM Punk are in it. So, because I definitely see all three of them being in there. Because it's going to lead up to... I still look for that to end up being a three-way match between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. I think there's going to be a three-way match between them at WrestleMania. I think this is all leading up to that. So, in order for that to happen, Seth Rollins has got to beat Finn Balor, and I think he'll beat Finn Balor. War Raiders versus American Made. There's a disqualification there with the belts. I like War Raiders. I don't really like American Made, so... But I see where they're going with the storylines there. American Made might, in fact, get the titles here in a while. At least they're setting up for that to be a really good match. And I think that one will probably be an Elimination Chamber match, or they'll probably put it on... I don't see them putting that one on WrestleMania. So it'll either be Elimination Chamber match, or they'll put it later on down the road again on Raw rematch. I don't know, but time will tell, I guess, what they're going to do with that. And of course, you got Valkyria versus the Pitbull. That's coming on. I think that's going to be on Raw next week too. I don't see Valkyria losing to the Pitbull, so I just don't see her losing her title. Not yet. She hadn't had it that long. I look for her to move on past that. So, CM Punk comes out. He does his spill. I mean, he didn't say anything that I haven't already heard, so I really wasn't that into his speech. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio. Great match. I loved it. And a lot of people, I know they're going to disagree with me on this. I know they are. Logan Paul is a phenomenal athlete. I'm just going to say that. The guy deserves what he got there. He won against Rey Mysterio. He will be in the Elimination Chamber. He deserves to be there. He was great in the Elimination Chamber last year. I have nothing against Logan Paul. I'll still boo him just because he's quote-unquote a bad guy. But... I mean, as far as him as a wrestler goes, dude, he's freaking amazing. He's tearing it up. He's doing things that I haven't seen a lot of wrestlers do in a long time. He's doing stuff that the luchadors do. And he's not a luchador. And it's freaking amazing. I love watching him. I have nothing against Logan Paul. I like to see what they do with his character as time goes on. He definitely needs a title run at some point, I feel. He's already had one, I know that, but I think he deserves another one in due time. And to be honest with you, I think he deserves the... I want to see him versus Jey Uso at some point down the road. Once Jey Uso gets the title, I like to see him versus Jey Uso. I like to see where they go with that. we're really overdue for a Logan Paul versus Jey Uso. So that would be really cool. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see here. Then we get to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre confronts Cody Rhodes. I really didn't care about this at all. We know Drew McIntyre is not going to face Cody Rhodes. He's just not. We know how this is going to end. It's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. We got to get that feud under wraps. WrestleMania is a perfect place to get that all squared away. So I look for that to happen on WrestleMania. So for that reason, I don't see McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. It's not going to happen. In fact, McIntyre's actually... I said McIntyre a while ago in the elimination. Yeah, he did. He's in the elimination chamber, so he's in. But Jacob Fatu comes out. He confronts McIntyre and Rhodes. Tonga's in the background, but Tonga doesn't really say anything. He's just there. My thoughts on that. Fatu, dude, he is tearing it up right now on SmackDown. Why does this dude not have a title yet? That's my question. How does he not have a title yet? Granted, I don't think I'd love to see Fatu versus Rhodes. It may happen sometime down the road, but I would really like to see Fatu get the U.S. title. I would really love to see that. Why does he not have the U.S. title? He should have the U.S. title already. I mean, he could easily beat L.A. Knight. He could easily beat damn it. I told you I'm terrible with names. Nakamura. He could easily beat Nakamura. So I don't know why he doesn't have that U.S. belt. He should have it. That is my argument. I mean, yes, he should still be fighting for Cody Rhodes' belt. I agree on that. But he should already be the U.S. title. He should already hold the U.S. title right now. He should be in that fight right now for the U.S. title, in my opinion. He'd win that title hands down. And they may put him there later on. I don't know yet. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Naomi defeated Chelsea Green. I'm not surprised. Not at all. And again, my thoughts on it again are this. First off, I'm not surprised. Naomi is a better wrestler than Chelsea Green. Or we've seen it. That's what they're projecting anyways, that she's a better wrestler. I get it. But at the same time, it, again, diminishes the women's Intercontinental title. That's what I was thinking about a while ago. But she's got the U.S. title. But yeah, Chelsea Green with the U.S. title is diminishing the women's Continental and the women's U.S. titles, in my opinion. We are like... These ladies have those titles. Why are they not in the Elimination Chamber? They should be there because they have those titles. My opinion, and this is just my opinion, and you can take it for wherever you want, Valkyria and Chelsea Green should automatically be in the Elimination Chamber. They should automatically be in. They shouldn't even have to fight for the right to be in there. They should already be in the Elimination Chamber, and then you throw these other women in there as you go. Because they have those titles. And because they have those titles, they should automatically be in the Elimination Chamber. Doesn't mean that they have to win it. Just means they have to be there. They already got that spot. Why would they not have that spot? They have those titles. So they're automatically a runner-up for the bigger title. I don't understand. I don't understand what WWE is doing there. But Naomi winning, that does make sense. Like I said, I could see her being Chelsea Green, but I still don't. I still don't understand why Chelsea Green and Valkyria don't already have a spot in the Elimination Chamber to begin with. They should just automatically be there, and then you can throw in Naomi and Bayley. But have those people already there. That's all I'm saying. That's where I got mixed feelings about it. Because, yes, I agree, Bayley and Naomi are bigger wrestlers, and they should be in it too. But I mean, Green and Valkyria, they should already be in it. They should just already be there. I'll keep arguing about that, but I'm probably ain't going to go anywhere. Sami Zayn speaks out about Kevin Owens attacking him. He was pissed off. I can understand. He said how he was helping Kevin Owens the best he could without interfering in the match. He just didn't want to interfere. Understandably so, because if he would have, I mean, that pretty much... I mean, it was no disqualification, so it's not like he would have cost Kevin Owens anything. But I can see where Sami Zayn was coming from, because Sami Zayn, of course, he's a babyface. He doesn't want to do anything to attack Cody Rhodes or anything like that, whereas Kevin Owens is not a babyface. So they're going to have a match later on down the road at some point once Sami Zayn gets cleared. I'm thinking this is probably going to be a WrestleMania match. I really do. I think it's going to be a WrestleMania match. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, and I think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be, if I'm correct, and I might be, I think it's going to be a non-disqualification match. Anything goes. Or a street fight, one of those two. But I think they're going to, where both of those are, both Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens aren't going to leave anything on the table. They're going to go after each other all the way. And if it does happen that way, I look for the Bloodline to help out Sami Zayn at some point throughout that match. Because they don't like Kevin Owens. They've made it perfectly clear they don't like Kevin Owens. I can definitely see that going down. So Sikoa versus Fatu. Well, Sikoa and Fatu. They later on talk because Sikoa did come back when at one point he drives up while Fatu and Tonga are talking. And Fatu told Rhodes that, hey, I'm going to talk to him before you do. Rhodes says, like, well, I'm going to get the final say. But anyway, so Fatu is looking for Sikoa. He finally finds him. Sikoa says, hey, bring the title back to the family. But Fatu doesn't look like he's too pleased with Sikoa. I think there's going to be a match later on down the road between Sikoa and Fatu. It just looks that way. There's a feud going on between the two of them. It's going to happen at some point. Those two are going to lock horns. And that could possibly be an Elimination Chamber match. Because it looks like I said, there's definitely some family feud going on there. But Motor City Machine Guns, they win again. They defeat Los Gorza. I'm not really surprised. Motor Machine Guns, they keep getting more hype. We'll see how it goes, but I'm just not big on the tag team stuff right now. I don't know why, but I just can't get into them. The Miz and LA Knight argue about who's going to go after the U.S. title, which I've already said I think Fatu should already be that guy, but that's just my opinion. Or he should at least be challenging, but that's just my opinion. Because, I mean, the guy had a really great outing, at the last event. I mean, Fatu did so great there. He's making a name for himself right now. I think he deserves to go after Nakamura. I really do. I think it should be him. I think it should be a match between Fatu and LA Knight, and I don't think LA Knight's going to win that match. And then that should set up Fatu versus Nakamura. I think that's a missed opportunity there. I really do. But it is what it is. So the argument between the Miz and LA Knight, it goes into a match. LA Knight beats the Miz. Not surprised there. He's going to challenge Shinsuke. No surprise there. It's going to be a rematch, and I look for LA Knight to get his belt back. I just do. Alexa Bliss talks to Nia Jax. in the back, and there's like a barcode that comes up. Wyatt 6. We already know. If you don't know, now you know. Alexa Bliss is definitely part of the Wyatt 6. She definitely is. She's going to retain. She's going to go back to her character, and that's rightfully so. I love it. They're definitely continuing that storyline going. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to that. Alexa Bliss, man, way to go, lady. I'm rooting for her all the way. I hope eventually she gets a title again. She could get the U.S. title. I would be happy. She could get she could take the title from Charlotte Flair. If Charlotte Flair gets it, or Tiffany Stratton, I'd be okay with that too. I really would. To be honest, I'd love to see Alexa Bliss versus Stratton at some point in a big match. I really would. I think that'd be awesome. So I like what they're doing there, especially if Alexa Bliss has the backing of the Wyatt 6 when she does it. It'd be freaking awesome. I would love it. R-Truth versus Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes wins. He beats R-Truth. No surprise there. I think they're trying their best now to up Carmelo Hayes again after all of his losses. But I just don't know if there's really that much hype on Hayes right now within WWE. I just don't know if he's going to be a big name wrestler yet. I just don't see it. He might, but I look for him to eventually either go to AEW or something like that at some point. I just don't see his career really taking off in WWE, at least not right now. But that's just my opinion. Jimmy Uso super kicks Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre is talking shit. I loved it. We know there's going to be a match between the two of them later on. I hope Jimmy beats the crap out of him. I hope Drew McIntyre loses another one. Tiffany Stratton, she has a match against Nia Jax. This was a setup match from last week. And Tiffany Stratton does retain her belt. The match ended up in a disqualification. I think Stratton would have won it anyway. She's going up top to defeat Nia Jax once and for all. There's disqualification there with Candice LeRae. Then it was basically a 2-on-1 between Candice LeRae, Nia Jax, and Stratton. Where LeRae brings in a chair. So they were really looking to do some damage on Stratton. Trish Stratus comes out. She saves the day, but she kind of gets her ass kicked too. Saving Stratton. But she was able to hold off Stratton long enough for the referees to get out there and basically push Nia Jax and LeRae back towards the locker room. And that's where Charlotte Flair decides to come out. And pick the bones of Stratton. Of course, Stratton's already down on the mat, so it's not in the ring. So there's really not much that Flair has to do. She just simply comes out and says she's going to challenge. In a nutshell, she just basically says she's going to challenge Stratton at WrestleMania. And of course, she's looking more and more like the bad guy. Flair is, so I'm rooting for Stratton on that match. I think it's going to be a good one. It's one that I was hoping for, so I'm happy about that. Stratton versus Flair, because it's a match we've never seen before. If Flair's got to be in one, fine. But now I'm saying this. Now that we've got that match, Stratton needs to win that match, in my opinion. Because, first off, Flair has won so many. We don't have to build Flair's character. We've gave her flowers multiple times. But for Stratton to come away with a huge win over Flair, that would be big. That would be epic. And that would put Stratton in the same talks as Mommy. So, and we could definitely see a really good, which means we could possibly see a really good match between Stratton and Mommy later on down the road. And I'm really looking forward to that too. So that's what I'm saying. Stratton really needs to win this match, in my opinion. Because if she does, and that really puts her in some really good conversation there. That would really build Stratton's character up highly. I'm so looking forward to it. Of course, we are going to have a match between Stratton and Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton are going to team up against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae on the next SmackDown. I'm totally looking forward to it. It's going to be a good match. Or no, they're not. Not at the next SmackDown. They are teaming up at the Elimination Chamber. That'll be an Elimination Chamber match, and I am so looking forward to it. Though it's going to be really good. I'm totally that again. It's given Stratton her flowers, and she's teaming up with a Hall of Famer. I'm totally looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great match. Of course, I'm thinking that Stratton, my opinion, Stratton and Stratus are going to win that match, hands down. But it's going to be a good one. With Nia Jax in there, it's definitely going to be a good one. So Strowman versus Fatu versus Damian Priest. This was the last match of the night for the Elimination Chamber. Fatu gets early chants. Everybody was chanting Fatu. That was freaking amazing. Like I said, Fatu, you deserve a title, buddy. You really do. You are doing such a great job. You just deserve one. You've won the fans over already. You won me over. But it was a great match. It did not disappoint. Fatu and Strowman, those two against each other, oh my God. We're definitely going to see a Fatu versus Strowman match later on down the road. I would not be surprised. There was a Samoan spike from Sikoa to, I believe, Strowman. They were all, because I think all three of them were out there, outside of the ring. And then, Samoan spike happened inside the ring, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, there's a Samoan spike. Cody Rhodes comes out to even up the odds. He goes after, because after all, he did say he was going to get the last say against Sikoa. So he's coming out there to face Sikoa. But he's kind of outnumbered because Tama Tonga is out there too. So it was Rhodes versus Tonga versus Sikoa. But Sikoa accidentally gets Tonga with his thumb. Because Cody Rhodes ducks and he gets his cousin. Well, his friend, whatever. But anyway, his family member. Fatu sees it, and Fatu isn't too happy. Of course, he's not really too happy with Sikoa right now anyway. He sees it, so he's going to go after... looked like he was going to go after Sikoa. So like I said, we're definitely going to see it at some point, probably, of Fatu versus Sikoa. I think that stuff is falling apart right now. Fatu could be the new head of that group. I definitely look for Fatu to take over if that happens, and then Sikoa will probably go back to his role as the enforcer. But looked really good. But Fatu was taken out by Damian Priest in the mix. Priest comes back into the ring and faces Strowman. He beats Strowman with the South of Heaven. Oh my God, great match. Can't say enough about it. I loved it. I like that Damian Priest will be in the Elimination Chamber as well. I don't know who's going to win it yet, to be honest, on the men's. I know who I don't look to win the match. But at the same point, I don't know who will. It very well could be John Cena yet. I mean, John Cena's in there. I would not be surprised. I mean, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, that would be an awesome match. I have to admit, that would be an awesome match. I don't look for Cody Rhodes to lose to John Cena, though. But I do think that would be an awesome match. So we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. But, I mean, it could definitely be Damian Priest versus... way Priest has been doing here lately, it could be Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes. That would be a good one, too. I wouldn't be upset with that. So, as I talked about, Trish Stratus and Tiffany backstage, so we've already talked about that. And then Samantha Irvin, she has, of course, she's no longer with WWE, but she has put her name back out there for people to talk about. She is releasing a single this weekend. So I think it released last night, and I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really comment on it, but great for her. So there you go. Now I'm going to talk about, since we're talking about sports now, it's my sports talk. I'm going to talk about Super Bowl. Might as well talk about it. So here we go. Chiefs lost. I know. I get it. Was I upset? I was upset about the game, but I'm not upset about the year that the Chiefs had. It was a bunch of mixed feelings in there, if you will. For any team to go to the Super Bowl 3 years in a row, that is phenomenal. Irregardless whether they win all 3 Super Bowls or not, just for them to be in 3 Super Bowls in a row is phenomenal. There are a lot of teams that you got to beat to get back to the Super Bowl again. And to do it 3 years in a row, that's unheard of. No team has ever done that. So for the Chiefs to do it, that was great. I loved it. Now, the fact that we lost to Philadelphia. I'm not disappointed that we lost to Philadelphia. I'm disappointed in the way we lost to Philadelphia. It felt like the Chiefs just fell apart in that game. Nothing went right. They definitely need a new the Chiefs definitely need a new left tackle. Enough said there. Pat Mahomes was rushed all game long, and because of that, Mahomes didn't look like Mahomes. People, ESPN and all those people, they're already giving him crap. They're already saying like he will no longer be in the same talks as Tom Brady. Look, man, the man is, first off, I'll say this. I'll just say it right out. I don't know why any of these experts are comparing Brady to Mahomes right now. I'm a Chiefs fan, and I'm saying that right off the top of my head. Right now. I'm saying that point blank. I would never, and I'm saying this right now, if you want to quote me. I'm good with that. I would never compare Brady to Mahomes right now. Maybe someday down the road. Maybe. And that, like I said, that's a maybe. But right now, no. Heck no. They're not comparable. That's the bottom line. They're not the same quarterback. They don't do this. They do nothing the same way. Nothing. Brady was more of a sit back in the pocket quarterback. Mahomes is more of a, if I can run it, I'm going to run it kind of quarterback. Mahomes is also, he can go for the big throw, but he doesn't necessarily have to in order to beat you. Brady would oftentimes go for the home run pass. He would just knock the air out of you right off the beginning. If he could get that home run pass, he would do it every time. Mahomes doesn't do that a lot, but he doesn't necessarily need to. He's got fast receivers on his team. He knows that they can get that home run. They can make that pass into a home run pass without his help. So he doesn't necessarily have to do that, but he does have to fight for his life in that he doesn't have a very good offensive line. Brady never really had to do that. Brady had a good offensive line just about everywhere he went. I don't think he had quite as a good one in Tampa Bay, but even at that, I don't remember him ever really having to scramble to make something happen. As far as I know, Brady pretty much just could be Brady, calm, cool, and collected in the pocket, and he could get stuff done. So that's what I got to say on that one. But I'm not taking anything away from Philadelphia. They played a great game. It was a great win for them. They beat us. They did. But I will say this, in all honesty, because, and I do mean this, even though the Chiefs lost, and a lot of people are already counting the Chiefs out because of how they lost in this game. I'm going to tell you this right now. The Chiefs lost like this before against the Buccaneers in another Super Bowl. And Kansas City, instead of putting their heads underneath a rock and hiding out and saying, okay, we're just with their tail between their legs. No. They came back bigger and better than ever in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. So are the Chiefs done? No. They're nowhere near done. They're going to come back from this. They're going to come back bigger and stronger than they did this year. They're going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder because of how they lost in this Super Bowl. They will. I don't know if they'll be back in the Super Bowl this year necessarily, but they'll definitely be in the. I definitely look for them to be in the runnings for the Super Bowl. Nevertheless, they'll be back in the playoffs this year. Nobody's going to stop them from the playoffs. Because I know a lot of these experts are even saying, like, well, I only know if the Chiefs are going to win the division. Think about who's in the division. The Denver Broncos. Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos. The Las Vegas Raiders. They'll beat the Raiders. The LA Chargers. They're going to beat the LA Chargers. None of those teams are going to stop the Chiefs. They might want to win against us. Maybe the Chargers might beat us once. I don't look for Denver to beat us. I don't look for the Raiders to beat us. And one loss against the Chargers is probably not going to be enough for the Chargers to beat us. So I look for Kansas City to once again own the West next year. I don't look for that to change. I don't know if the Chiefs are going to be the top seed next year when they get into the playoffs. That remains to be seen yet. I can't make that kind of a prediction. But I definitely look for Kansas City to be in the playoffs and possibly be at least the number 2 seed when they get back in. But if they're not, they're not. My point is, I still think they'll be there, and I still think they're going to be a threat. Anytime Kansas City is in the playoffs, they are a threat. It doesn't matter whether they're the top seed. It doesn't matter if they're the bottom seed. We've seen them in both positions, and they've still been a threat. So my thing is, they're still going to be in the playoffs next year. You can bank on it. They'll be back, and they're going to put the entire NFL on notice. That's what I'm saying. Will Travis Kelce be back? I don't know. Travis may retire. It remains to be seen. But they did. Reed may be gone. I don't mean our coach Reed. I mean our safety Reed. He may be gone. But they did re-sign Pacheco, so there is that. So time will tell what the Chiefs do during the offseason. But I'm telling you this right now, irregardless of what they do during the offseason, they'll be back in the playoffs next year. You can bet on it. With or without Kelce, they're going to be back. Kelce wasn't that good this year. He wasn't that good last year. And they still made it to the Super Bowl. So Kelce's not really a big factor in this. The Chiefs will be back. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you all this right now. They're going to be back. All right, now talking about Boston and Mizzou. First talking about Mizzou. Of course, like I said, they're taking on Georgia today. Number 21, Missouri Tigers. They did lose to number 5 Tennessee, but that was a close game. They lost 85-81. Lost another close game to the number 8 Texas A&M, 67-64. Both of those games were so close. Especially that last one, a 3-point game. I love it. I love that at least. I don't love the fact that Mizzou lost, but I do love the fact that even though they lost those games, they were right there. They were right there breathing down these teams' necks. So that means right there that in my opinion, that means right there that Mizzou is going to be a very tough team when we get to the tournament this year. They're going to be a very tough team. They beat Oklahoma. That was their last game. They beat Oklahoma 82-58. As expected, they are the 6th. Right now, Mizzou is also ranked as 6th team in the Southeastern Conference, so that's great. Tamar Bates, Mark Mitchell, and Caleb Grill, they lead the team in points right now. Josh Gray, he leads the team in rebounds, and Anthony Robinson, the second, leads in assists and steals. Oh, and then we got to mention Mitchell one more time. He leads in blocks. Mizzou looks awesome right now. I don't see us losing to Georgia. So I think that Mizzou's going to continue doing what Mizzou does. And then talking about the Celtics, we're on the All-Star break right now, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. Those threes, though, that the Celtics are doing, those three-point shots, they're killing everybody right now. They're still number 2 in the East. They are 5.5 games back from the Cavaliers. That's all I'm going to say right now, but they look good. I talk more about them, but we're in the All-Star break now, so. And then Indiana Fever, the only thing I really got is Sophia Cunningham. She was trying to recruit Caitlin Clark to her team in the Mercury, but instead she ends up coming to the Fever. She gets traded to the Fever. So we're going to see Cunningham and Caitlin Clark as teammates. I'm really excited about it. Cunningham, a former Mizzou basketball player, 6'1", 28 years old. She's still fairly young in the game. Looking forward to see what she does. She had 8.4 points a game last year. She averaged. So her average actually dipped down a little bit last year, but I look for that to pick back up now that she is part of the Fever. I look for her to get more points, especially because Caitlin Clark is all. I mean, Caitlin Clark can shoot the threes almost better than anybody. I can't really say. Well, she did in college. She shoots it fairly good, in the WNBA. I think she's going to do better, though. I mean, last year was just her rookie year, so I look for her to hit those threes a lot better. But more importantly, Caitlin Clark is also about those assists. She is all about assists. She was in college. She is in the WNBA as well. And because of that, I look for Cunningham's points per game to increase big time, because I definitely look for Caitlin Clark to pass to her a lot. Of course, with that trade, part of the trade, it was a three-way trade. Nylissa Smith is now going to the Dallas Wings. The Wings have been doing good on some of these trades here lately, so they might be a team to look out for, but I'm excited about getting Cunningham. I think it's a good move. So that is my sports talk, other than we were just talking about now. I'm going to do my last bit, my rankings, and then I am done for now. So, Super Bowl commercial rankings, number 10. I'm going to give it to the Doritos commercials, and I don't know which one I like better. So I'm just putting them all at number 10. Number 9, Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal, and Sydney Sweeney in the Hellman's commercial. That one was number 9. I liked it. Cafe Métis cold foam commercial made number 8 on my list. It was just kind of funny with that tongue. The tongue commercial, as I call it. Good commercial. I liked it. It did all right. Number 7, Ben Affleck, Jeremy Strong, Bill Belichick, and Drewski in the Dunkin' commercial. I like it. Go Dunkin'. Love Dunkin' Donuts. I wish we had one around here. Every time I go to the city, I gotta go buy Dunkin' Donuts as long as they're open. I love Dunkin' Donuts. Number 6, Glenn Powell for Ram Trucks. That one was just freaking funny as hell, and I love Glenn Powell, so that's number 6. Number 5, Budweiser with the young Clydesdale. Hey, those Clydesdales are freaking amazing, and I like that young Clydesdale. By the way, he is from that young Clydesdale, is a celebrity here in Missouri, so at the Spring Ranch in Boonville. So that commercial makes number 5. Number 4, Old Spice. The Old Spice guy and Pillsbury Doughboy in the Instacart commercial. That one's just funny, and I loved it. So that one's number 4. Number 3, Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson in the Totino's Pizza Rolls commercial. Loved it. That one's my number 3. Number 2, Post Malone and Shane Gills with the Bud Light commercial. Funny as hell. I loved it. I couldn't quit. I couldn't stop laughing from that one. So that's my number 2. Number 1, the Nike commercial with all the ladies. I just liked how they put that one together. All those lady athletes. Jordan Childs, Caitlin Clark, Shea Kari, Richardson, AJ Wilson. Great commercial. Loved it. That one's my number 1. So those are my favorite commercials. If you had a different thing, let me know in the comments. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. It's just my opinion, so you can't hurt my opinion. You can't hurt my feelings because it's just my opinion. I could be right, I could be wrong. It's just an opinion. Alright, now, speaking of my other opinion, now we're going to do the halftime. This is my top 10 favorite halftimes, including this year's halftime. It wasn't too bad, but it did not make my top 10 list. Actually, it wasn't one of my favorites. I'm going to be honest. I know a lot of people liked it. I don't mind Kendrick Lamar. I really don't. I think he's all right. I just didn't really get into this. I seen where he was going with the halftime show. I really do, but I just couldn't get into it. He kind of lost me on a couple of songs. I ended up blocking him out and checking social media while he was playing. So I can't really say I really loved his performance when I'm sitting over there playing on my phone while he's singing. So he didn't make my top 10, but he didn't do too bad. He's definitely not, I'll put it this way, he's not the worst I've ever seen. So I've seen other ones that I thought back then, like, okay, it's perfect time to just get up and take a restroom break because this sucks. But anyway, here's my top 10. Number 10, Madonna, LMFAO. Nicki Minaj, CeeLo Green. That one was just freaking awesome. That one made my top 10. That was number 10. Number 9, U2, because, hey, it's U2. Come on. You got to give it up to U2. So that's number 9. Number 8, Bruno Mars and Red Hot Chili Peppers. I loved it. I love Bruno Mars. I love Red Hot Chili Peppers. Those bands can do no wrong. That band and Bruno Mars, they can do no wrong, in my opinion. So they make my number 8. Number 7, Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, and Toni Braxton. I thought they did amazing in 2000. I love that Super Bowl. I think that was one of the first Super Bowl halftime shows in a while where I didn't get up to go to the restroom. I actually sat down and watched it. So I gotta give them props on that. Number 6, Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, and Mary J. Blige, and Nelly. Love that one when I was growing up. I still remember it because I still remember members of NSYNC because there's like this fire thing in the background behind them. And everybody thought they might catch on fire. So there's a lot of jokes about that, but NSYNC and Britney Spears together on the same stage, and of course you have Aerosmith there, and Mary J. Blige, and Nelly. Loved it. I mean, come on, we can't go wrong with Nelly. He's from Missouri. So I gotta put that one on my top 10. That one makes number 6. Number 5, Katy Perry. Loved her halftime show. So she had, especially when she's sitting on a lion at one point, or a tiger, a metal tiger or whatever. Gotta go with that one. Lady Gaga makes number 4. I mean, come on, the lady freaking jumped off the top of the stadium. Or jumped off of the roof of the stadium straight on down to the field. I mean, that alone has to put her in the top 10. So she makes number 4. Dr. Dre and Friends, that one makes number 3. Loved Dr. Dre, loved Eminem, loved the whole thing. It was freaking awesome. You know, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, the whole thing. The whole thing was freaking awesome. I am not complaining. Loved it. Loved it. Number 2, Prince. Because it's Prince. Prince does everything right, and he did really good on his Super Bowl halftime show. Love Prince. And then number 1, Michael Jackson, because, I mean, the way the Jumbotron, and then he just pops up over the Jumbotron, and the whole thing, freaking awesome. Michael Jackson, gotta give it to him. Loved it. Love Michael Jackson. I think his will always be my number one favorite. I think it's just hard to pass. Just everything he did in that halftime. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Peace out, and you can check out my video next weekend. It might be even better than this one. In the meantime, I'll see y'all later. Peace out, and bye for now.